You know that movie 10 Things I Hate About You? There's one scene that I've never forgotten. It looks so fun, so wild, and I told myself one day I have to do that. Do you know what scene it is? Because year after year, I hadn't done it yet. I let other people's stories and my own doubts hold me back until now. And when I did it, you'll have to listen to find out what happened. This episode is sponsored by. Wish you could hit pause, catch your breath, and leave the rat race behind for a while? You can. Come check out Breakspace, a global community where mid-career professionals just like you are creating life-changing breaks every day. Founded by two leading break experts, this one-of-a-kind resource is your go-to for all things career break. With hands-on coaching, dynamic courses, and genuine connection, you don't have to go at it alone. Visit gobreakspace.com to learn more and join today. Welcome to the Say Yes Experience. I'm your host, Jessica Rector. If this is your first time joining us, welcome, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. Have you seen that movie, 10 Things I Hate About You, with Heath Ledger and Julia Stiles? There's one scene in particular that when I watched it, I was like, I have to do that. I kept putting it off. I kept saying someday, and I never did it. And then I finally did it. Do you know what scene I'm talking about? Do you? Paintball. Not only did I do it, I did it with Blaze. And in the middle of the game, I learned something I wasn't even expecting about fear, about doubt, and about how what happens when you decide to step forward anyway. You stop listening to those voices, what other people say, and you actually make progress. So buckle up because this isn't just a story about paintball. It's about every single time in life you've stayed back when you should have stepped up. Want your event to do more than just motivate? Want it to transform? Hi, I'm Jessica Rector, CEO of the Say Yes Experience, #1 best-selling author and the keynote speaker and experience creator companies call when they are serious about change. I don't just speak, I'm known to move people. From the main stage to custom Say Yes Experience team building events, your group will crush comfort zones, ignite connection, and fuel mental wellness and peak potential, all while having the kind of fun that actually sticks. Whether it's a leadership summit, company offsite, or all hands meeting, we bring immersive, energizing experiences that unlock what's next for your people and business. So if you're ready to ditch burnout and lead your team into bold action and a Say Yes culture, book me now at jessicarector.com or email me at jessica@jessicarector.com. And hey, subscribe to the Say Yes Experience podcast right here. It's where the movement starts.
You've heard of a bucket list, things you want to do before you die, right? At the Say Yes Experience, we believe in something truly more powerful. The Say Yes bucket list. The things you want to do to truly start living. It's about feeling alive, breaking out of routine, and turning someday into right now. We've created a free Say Yes bucket list template to help you get started. So you can move to ideas to action and start saying yes to things that light your fire. So don't wait to truly start living and download your free template today.
I'd always heard that paintball hurt. I remember friends telling me you're going to come home with these big welts on your arms and on your legs, and you're going to hate it. You're going to be in so much pain that the welts will be bleeding. And so I believed them. And again, I saw that 10 Things I Hate About You. It looked fun. It looked exciting. And I said, I want to do that. But then after years of telling friends I wanted to play paintball, I actually believed them. And so I stayed away without even consciously realizing that my hesitation was overflowing. And because I was listening to those stories and paying attention to them, I was letting that dictate my actions of not going. Through my 100 Days of Say Yes experiences, I've identified 7 types of discomfort. Now, out of those 7 types of discomfort, one of them is pain. Now, because I heard paintball equaled pain, I did not say yes to it for decades. And then I actually got a gift card from my brother a couple years ago for Christmas. And I had said to him, I don't know about this because I heard it hurts a lot. And he said, my daughter's done it. You and Blaze can do it. So I kept it in my drawer. And you know how oftentimes it is with gift cards when you put them in your drawer and you kind of push the drawer closed and you forget about them? Well, I forgot about them. And then when we started doing this 100 days, I remembered we have that gift certificate for paintball. Let's go. So it ended up becoming more of a challenge to myself that if kids can do it, I can do it. But also, I've been putting it off for so long. It's time to face that fear and to see really how much it hurts, if it's fun, if the stories are true, or if I've just been believing something that's been false for so many years. And here's the cool thing, as we get there, they have these outfits, for lack of a better word, this garb that you can put on to basically cover your whole body. You have a face mask, you have a helmet. So nothing really is exposed except for your fingers. You got shoes on, you got long, I mean, it's a long sleeve thing. So the only thing really exposed is your fingers. I got hit lots of times. And the only time it hurt was when it hit me right in the pinky fingernail, right on the corner. It hurt a little bit. And it hurt a little bit. However, it wasn't bad enough to keep me out of the game. Now, when I first got into the game, they did 1v1, meaning Blaze versus me. Okay, I got it. Blaze and I have played Nerf battle many times against each other. We've played airsoft. No, we haven't played airsoft. No. Oh, we've played Nerf, but those small, I don't know what they're called, the small circle ones, those hurt. Those hurt. But we've played them. So I knew that I could handle my own against Blaze. No problem. Dr. Susan David says emotions are data, not directives, meaning that just because I feel that my fear is getting the best of me and I feel like I'm going to get pain, I'm going to get hurt, doesn't mean that it's actually going to happen. That that fear of my getting hurt wasn't reason enough to keep saying no. It was just data, it was information. But for how long? For the rest of my life? I've spent years not doing it. So I needed to treat it more like a stop sign, actually, maybe a stoplight that just is super long and there's a whole lot of construction going on that road where I just can't move for a while. But then get into action and do it. Stop letting the fear control you. Stop letting yourself stay stagnant because of stories that you've told yourself, because of stories that you've heard from other people. So then those stories become your story. So when you hear these stories, they actually shape what you expect. So when you hear the stories from other people that it's going to be painful, that it's going to be hurtful, and your instinct is, I don't want to be hurt. I don't want to be in pain. So I'm just not going to do it. It shapes what you expect, meaning I then expect to get hurt. I then expect to be in pain because that's the story that I've been telling myself. But when we played 1v1, there was no fear involved of, is it going to hurt? As soon as I got in there against Blaze, it was all out. Let's go. I've 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 got to win. I'm a little competitive, right? I like to get in there. I like to play full out. I like to show myself what I'm made of, how well I can do. Did he hit me? Did he get me? Did he shoot me? Yes, many times, many times. And again, one time in the pinky finger that hurt. He actually got me in the head. That hurt a bit, which surprised me because it actually hit me right here in the head and went everywhere in my hair. I was like, and it stung. But again, it stung for a beat, it stung for a minute. It didn't keep stinging. I wasn't out of the game because it was that painful. There were no welts on my skin. My skin was fully protected except for my fingers. But these little pellets were super small. They weren't the big ones that you think of or that I thought of when I was thinking paintball, those big pellets. Paintball days have changed since 10 Things I Hate About You, and they have little tiny ones that don't really hurt. And for years, I've allowed this story to take hold of me, to really hold me back. But fear is usually exaggerated in our brains because we tell our stories, the same things over and over. And it becomes bigger and bigger when we don't do it, when we actually don't take it on. So make sure that whatever fear that's coming up for you in your own life that you've been putting off, especially ones that you've been putting off, how is that keeping you right where you are? How is that holding you back? What is that story that you're telling yourself? Because if you sat there and thought about it, you'd find that it actually isn't true. Something that you think is going to bring you pain or that's going to hurt. If you think it hurts, we equate hurt with pain, and we don't want to put ourselves in painful out there in painful ways. So we moved to a team game where it was, I think, 7-on-7. Blaze was on my team this time. Now, the object was to capture the flag. And I even told the guy who worked there, I'm going to stay towards the back because when you start getting lots of other people involved, my brain immediately went back to, okay, maybe I'm going to get hurt. Maybe this is going to be painful yet again. So I said, I'm just going to stay in the back. Well, what I found once we got in there is I was in there with Blaze and a few kids close to his age. There was another kid about 20, late teens, early 20s. And I sat there and watched all of them. Now, the flag was kind of in the middle, or actually, the flag was on the other team's side. So you had to go across the line to capture it. Well, everyone on my team was staying in the back, playing it safe. And we only had a certain amount of time to capture it. So I thought if I stay back here with everybody else, then what's going to happen? The time's going to run out and we won't win. Now, I like to win, but more importantly, I also like to play my best. And staying in the back, playing it safe, was not showing up as my best, was not putting myself out there, was not taking a risk. And in order to really get the reward that you want, you've got to be willing to take that risk. So I waited a bit, waited for everybody else to see what they're going to do. Everybody's staying in the back, nobody's moving. So slowly I go up to the first blockade. Then I move up to the next one. Then I move up to the next one. And before I know it, as I'm moving up, there's another kid from our team that comes all the way down the side and grabs it because I was basically the obstacle. The other team was focused on me and not focused on this kid going up to the side, which I loved. Didn't even know the kid was going to do that. So props to him for doing that. But when we sit there and play it safe and we stay in the back, we're not making progress. We're not reaching our potential. Your potential is waiting for you to catch up. And you're staying back here, and your potential's like, hey, I'm way up here. Come and get me. Come and get me. But you're too busy playing it safe. You're too busy staying in the comfort zone that you know.
The Say Yes experience is the movement that helps you adapt to change, enhance mental wellness, and stretch into what's possible. We tailor every experience to your specific challenges and goals. Whether that's preventing burnout, building resilience, or creating a culture of bold action and connection. Whether it's a getaway with your friends or creating something for small teams to an entire organization, this is where transformation begins. Say yes to growth. Say yes to a custom experience designed just for you. Let's build and develop your own Say Yes experience at jessicarector.com.
You're too busy staying at a job that you've outgrown. You're too busy staying in a relationship that's toxic. You're too busy being around friends who are negative. You're too busy saying, there's no way I could do that. Who do I think I am to start a business? It doesn't work out for me like that. I'm just not good at those kind of things. You're too busy with that and not focused on the first step. So, what's the first step in your life that you need to take to reach that goal that you want? Whether that's a promotion and it's career oriented, whether you want to find love and it's relationship oriented, whether that's better parenting skills so you can communicate better with your teen, whether that's surrounding yourself with strong friends, whether it's reaching a dream that you've set yourself that you think is out of reach, whatever it is, you're too busy playing it safe. Now is the time to take that first step. Just right there, one step just to get behind that first barricade. Because you can't go capture the flag if you're not even willing to take the step to get behind the first barricade. So, where in your life do you need to push yourself just a little bit to stop letting that fear of hurt, of pain? Because no matter what you do, there's going to be pain. There's going to be pain associated with being in relationships. There's pain associated with jobs. Maybe the leader isn't the leader that you desire, or you don't really like this job, but you need this job in order to make progress to get to the job that you want. There's pain, there's hurt, but you have the talent, the skills, and the abilities to work through it. To know that you deserve more. To know that you're worth that dream that you want, that it doesn't just have to happen to other people, that it can and will happen to you. For you to bet on you. Because at the end of the day, you have to be willing to bet on yourself. Not that you'll have all the information, the answers, but that you're resourceful, that you'll figure it out. When paintball games started, something shifted in me, and I realized the only way that we'd have a shot to get that flag is if I moved up. And when I decided to do that, I didn't charge just straight for the flag. I went and I got a better position. And then I stayed there for a bit, then got a better position. And then I stayed there a bit. And when the game was over, the employees came running up to me and said, "Wait, you said you were going to stay at the back. You doubted yourself. You didn't stay back there. You went all the way forward." And he was right. I did. I went all the way forward because, again, I was betting on me. All the kids in the back were just staying there. And I knew in order for us to get that flag, someone had to be the first to take action. You may be the only one in your friend circle or in your family willing to take action, willing to go after what you want, willing to build and create your dreams, your life, whether that's traveling, whether it's relationships, whether it's your career. You may be the only one willing to do that right now. And you may hear them snickering and saying, "Who does she think she is? Why is she going to do that? It's not going to work out for her." And it's easy to pull back and start listening to them. But oftentimes, courage shows up after you think you're not ready, after you take that first step. That's when the courage shows up. When you feel ready, you're already too late to the game. When you don't feel ready, that's when you need to be stepping up. That's when you need to be going. When you don't have all the answers, that's when you need to be pushing through. So stop waiting for someone to give you permission. Stop waiting for the perfect time. Stop waiting to feel ready. You will never feel ready. You will never get everyone's permission, and there will never be a perfect time. You owe it to yourself to believe in yourself, to stop doubting yourself, to stop saying, this is going to hurt. I can't handle it. Let's stay safe. Push through all that in order to get to the next level, in order to become your best, amazing self, in order to reach that potential that's waiting for you. You have to push through. And when you do that, just like how I felt when we left paintball, I was excited. I was on fire. I was like, yes, baby. Let's go. I was so excited after that first game. The second game, I pretty much did not stay at the back. I went full on, let's go. Looked for my opportunities of when I can move forward and darted and sleuth my way throughout it. And I went out there charging because once you start taking those steps forward, those stories that you've told yourself, they're going to fall by the wayside. The pain that you thought was there is going to dissipate. You're going to start creating a no and better story for yourself. You're going to start saying, pain, what pain? This is just part of it. I'm willing to do it in order to get what I want. Are you willing to do what it takes in order to get what you want? Are you? Because if you're not, it's never going to happen. Now is the time to think, what can you do today to step up in your life? You don't apply for the promotion because you think you're not ready. You don't reach out to someone to ask for a date because you fear rejection. You don't chase a dream because someone once told you it's too risky. It's too much. You're thinking too big. That's not you. Whatever it is, lean into that courage because it's going to surprise you in the moment. Where in your life are you staying back because of fear? Because of someone else's story that they've projected onto you, and then it created self doubt in your own mind. This week, I want you to say yes to just one thing that you've been avoiding because you're afraid it would hurt, or that you'd fail, or that it wouldn't go perfectly, that it wouldn't work out. Get out of that safe zone, my friend, and step forward because you might just find that the front line is exactly where you belong. And my friend, it is where you belong. If you want to start saying yes and creating more opportunities in your life and ways to reach your potential, make sure you grab our free Say Yes guide at sayyesexperience.com. That's sayyesexperience.com.
Hey, I'm Blaze, and the Say Yes experience was my idea. I created it to help my mom, Jessica Rector. When she was traveling and keynote speaking a lot and on the verge of burnout, I wanted her to say yes to herself, to joy, and to what's possible. What started out with me helping her find a new ice cream around town had turned into a movement. So together we wrote this book, The Say Yes Experience, with 52 powerful tips to help you prevent burnout, strengthen your mental health, and live intentionally. Step outside your comfort zone. One tip, one small shift, one big impact. Ready to say yes to a better you? Grab the Say Yes experience at jessicarector.com/store.
Burnout isn't just exhaustion, it's a warning sign that something needs to change. 90% of the workforce has been in burnout in the last year alone, according to Gallup, and it's not going away anytime soon. It's even impacting the home life, but it doesn't have to be that way. In my powerful book, Blaze Your Brain to Extinguish Burnout, 52 Keys to Prevent, Breakthrough, and Beat Burnout, I show you how to take back control, reignite your energy, and transform overwhelm into opportunity. Backed by research and real-life strategies, this isn't just another self-help book. It's your guide to lasting change, mental wellness, and saying yes to the life you deserve. Ready to break the burnout cycle? Grab Blaze Your Brain to Extinguish Burnout today at jessicarector.com/store. If you want to get a copy for your team or all your employees, reach out to me directly for rates at jessica@jessicarector.com.
Doubt will always whisper, stay back, play it safe, don't get hurt, but courage pulls you forward. Sometimes without you even realizing it, you end up on the front line. And yes, it might sting, but that sting is never as bad as the story that you've been telling yourself. So, my challenge to you this week is simple. What are you sitting back on in your own life? And it probably is because of fear, because that someone else's story's gotten in your head and has now become story filled with fear inside of you. And I want you to say yes to one thing that you've been avoiding and see what happens when you step forward. And if you want to get started saying yes to more opportunities in order to reach your potential, be sure to go to sayyesexperience.com and download our free guide today. Again, sayyesexperience.com, because it's the best and easiest way to get started saying yes and creating a life that you absolutely love, and for you to be present, active, and engaged and really feel like you're living life and not just getting by, feeling stuck, or being on autopilot. Gone are the days of that. There's lots more adventures and lessons coming up. We've only cracked day 10, so make sure you stay tuned. I keep getting requests for a very specific one, so that one will come up and you'll be excited that you follow along. Make sure you subscribe as well so you don't miss a single episode. And until then, remember, the front line might just be where you discover what you're capable of. So think big, be bold, live more, because when you do, you're going to say, yes, yes, yes. I actually love my life. And like always, it always starts with yes. I believe in you. Have an amazing day.